So, hello again. I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is the third episode of my music business series called Music Business from Artists and Record Labels Point of View. And this video's subject is Spotify and other streaming services, but I will talk about Spotify since it's the most used and most famous and biggest and the boldest and so on, at least as of filming this video. So yeah, there's been a lot of debate whether it's a good thing to the artist and to the labels. And as my experience being a recording and touring and professional artist, musician, guitar player for over 20 years, and I being also a professional label guy I was an A&R and label manager of Universal Music's sub-label Spinefarm Finland for 10 years. I can say that it's a good thing. A couple of reasons. Streaming is a good thing. Before streaming, artists and labels might have got money faster when the album. I'm talking when the album came out. Record stores bought the albums from record labels. So record label doesn't sell albums to consumer. It's not B2C, it's B2B. So let's say we pressed 10,000 copies of one album. Then the record stores, the owners, bought them from us with a certain price. We got the money immediately, and then it was a record store's problem how to sell them. If the product, the album was successful, then they ordered more. Okay, and then we were able to pay royalties, or labels were able to pay royalties to the artists faster if the album because the label stores bought the album from us, so immediately we had money coming in which we could pay royalties. Of course, when after the contractual recoupments, whatever they might be on the artist's contract, was recouped. Check my other video where I explain about that more. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing. But that was a pro. A con was that the album's lifespans were quite short. If the album was successful, it could last several hours, months, maybe in the best case even a year or two. But usually it was when the album came out, the thing to really do something was it was a couple of months, and then the sales usually dropped because there was new albums, because there's only certain amount of shelf space in the record store that the record store owners have. So if there was new albums coming, they wanted to have those. And then the albums that came out a couple of months ago, they were put into that corner shelf somewhere, mid-price tag, whatever. Okay, with streaming services, the album's lifespans are forever. I mean, you put a song to streaming services, Spotify, it might not, take over immediately. It might take time for it to reach a lot of streams, but it's there. It's always available to everyone who has Spotify. The record store owners and labels, they don't have to worry if there is enough space on those record stores for that album, for that song. And they don't have to worry about putting it to mid-price or that it goes to some corner shelf somewhere, which are all the, you know, B artists, if you want to call that. So it's always available. And usually, to my experience, it just grows. I mean, the Spotify streams really don't go up. When you reach, let's say, 1 million streams, you reached, and then it goes up. It doesn't go down. So during the years, I mean, it can be whatever, and everybody can have an access to that. They don't have to go to consumers, fans. They don't have to go to a record store to travel in a blizzard storm or whatever. So they can just go and click your favorite artist. And what is also good that as an artist, as a ex-label guy, as a fan, because usually there was always like, maybe there was 1 or 2, in the best case 5 or 6 good songs. Very rarely the whole album was full of good songs, because they were just like fillers, because yeah, we have those 2 singles, everybody will buy the album. Not anymore. People vote with their ears, so to say, nowadays. They go and check out the album. If they don't like that, they don't listen to that. So there's no streams, there's no money coming in. So the artists, the labels, everybody has to really put out the best songs they have. There's no such thing, at least my experience, as, you know, album fillers, where you just have to, you know, have that 10 songs, because then that it's considered an album, or a certain length. I mean, that can lead to good things, like Black Sabbath Paranoid song was just they realized that, oh, we don't have enough material for an album, let's just come up with a song, and they came up with Paranoid. but yeah, so there's no fillers, everybody, because if the songs suck, the album sucks, it's not gonna sell. People won't listen to it. Because I remember when I bought, well, I'm not gonna name any bands, but a certain band's album, because I was a big fan, and I bought that album. I think the album went so like 80,000 in first week in Finland. I don't think, at least I don't know a single person who actually listened to the album from back and forth, because it was so bad. I still haven't listened to that album, a couple of songs, and I tried to come back, visit back to that every once in a while. It still sucks, but I still paid for it. And the record store got the money, the label got the money. You know, they sold, I don't know, platinum or whatever. Nowadays, no way. They put album like that on Spotify and streaming services. Maybe it would collect some streams on the first couple of days, because people will be interested. But after that, when people are, you know, will realize that, oh, this is crap, we don't listen to that. And when an artist, when the label releases a new album, a new song from the artist, that means that if the song is good, then that usually attracts people to visit the back catalog, so to say. So whenever when I was a label guy, whenever we released, or as an artist, when I'm on my band, we released with Syra. We released our second album that immediately affected the streams of the first album as well. So they started to go really up, because people liked the new album, and they was like, oh yeah, I gotta check out the older one too. Oh yeah, the old one was so good, I'm gonna listen to that after I'm listening to this. So I think at the end of the day, it's really good thing, both for me as an artist and as a label guy. And if you don't have a label, I mean, you need a record label if you're aim high, if you have serious plans with your band. You need the machinery of a big label to promote the album, to market the album, when nowadays or releases are basically worldwide, because Spotify is worldwide. If you release the album yourself, are you gonna, let's say, arrange a radio interview into France, into Japan, into Germany? Do you know the people who to reach to? Do you even have enough hours do you have enough time to even figure out who are the people you should connect if you need to, if you want, and when you want to promote your album? Because I mean, no matter how good the album is, if nobody knows that it has been released, you won't get any streams. And those marketing, those promotional things, they cost money. I released my solo album without a label, because that was just, I have my career with my band Syra and stuff, so that was just a tick in the box for me. I always wanted to release a solo album, because, every guitar player wants to release a solo album, of course. So I just funded the album by myself, paid a bit money to a couple of promoters to get me some interviews, mainly in Finland. And then I put it out via this distribution service. Check out the link below. I'll put a link to that. It's called DistroKid. I'm sure there's a bunch of other as good as that, but I can recommend that because I use it myself, so I can safely put the link there and recommend that. So yeah, and you get your album now. It's everybody can listen to it, and it was released like the end of 2018 or early. I remember 2018. Well, anyway, basically without any promotion, it has, as of this filming, I think it's about 800,000 streams now. Spotify probably 700, and the others 100 or 200,000. Yeah, and I've gotten the money from that. It's not, I'm not, plus on that, because I recorded the album in a real studio and stuff. So, but eventually I will, because it still streams. It's there. Nobody's going to put it on a corner shelf or mid-price or whatever. It's still in streaming services, and people can listen to that. It still gathers streams and money. Okay, and that leads me nicely to the maybe most understood thing of Spotify and streaming services, because artists always complain that they haven't gotten any money. Well, let me demonstrate and show you just an example why this could be the case. And as you can see on the screen here, I have opened this digitalmusic.com. There's this calculator. Spotify pays, this is public information. I put the links to this website and to a couple of others too. And you can do this by yourself. Spotify pays about $0.006 to $0.084 per stream. That depends, as you can see here, the listener's country and location, whether the listener has a paid subscription or free account, the specific artist royalty rate, that I'm gonna talk about a bit more. So the relative pricing in currency in different regions. So they don't have a fixed pay per stream. There's things that affects that. Okay, and here we have a music streaming royalties calculator. So this is the money that Spotify pays for the whether the rights are owned by record label or whether you have released them yourself, but to the rights holder. Okay, Spotify, number of streams. Let's put there a 1 million. And as you can see, Spotify estimately pays for 1 million streams $4,370. And as you can see here, I made this Excel. 1 million streams. Okay. Spotify pays that 4,370 euros. Okay, let's say the album has costed $20,000 to make. As they said, record labels advance to artists. Let's say this is a license deal. So, record label has paid $20,000 to the artist to record the album, everything, and the artist has agreed, committed to deliver the album to the label. Okay, so record label is now 20,000 minus. With 1 million stream, Spotify pays to the record label 4,370 euros. Record label has made profit? None. It's still minus 15,360 dollars. Okay, let's say the artist's royalty percent according to the agreed contract between the artist and the label is 20% of the digital streams. Okay, in this case, with 1 million streams, the artist's share would be 874 euros. But since this is still minus, and with that artist share included, the label is still $16,504 minus. So there's, because the advance, where I explained in my other video, it's recoupable. So it's like the label gives you that money to deliver the album, and then they recoup that. And after they recoup that, which means that when the album has streamed, sold so much that the label has gotten the 20, in this case the 20,000 back, then they will start to pay the artist royalties. So the label pays to artist, in this case, 0. Now you can think of yourself, okay, how much was our album? How much we already got from the label to do the album? And there might be other expenses from the label, like music videos, TV commercials. Then you might wanna, as an artist, you might wanna check your contract. Okay, were those recoupable too? They might be. Suddenly, you might realize that, okay, the label has already invested $40,000 to us. So that this is probably one of the reasons why artists complain that we didn't get any money. Well, usually you already did, because the label has paid everything. They do the work, the marketing, the promotion, that costs a shitload of money. And usually, at least in my case, when I was the A&R at Universal Music Finland, Spinefarm Finland, marketing and promotional costs were not recoupable, so they were our expense. Music videos could be at least some part to support TV commercials, but that's, like I've told on the previous videos, every agreement deal is individual. This is just a simple explanation. Okay, let's move my nice Excel a bit down. Let's say the album has streamed 10 million. Again, the same advance, the label gave you $20,000 to make the album. Advance, if the album if the album costed 15, then you get 5 to use to something else. Okay, and let's go back to here. Number of streams, 10 million. This is just a rough, like I've told you, and it says here too. So don't take this as a, estimated royalties, $40,700. Okay, as you can see here, Spotify pays. And in this case, it pays to the label, because the label has licensed the album from you, the product. They have paid you advance, the artist advance. With this case, the label makes profits 23,700, which is 43 minus this 20. Okay. Again, artist royalty percent is 20. With this profit, because now the label has recouped the 20,000, it's $4,740 with the 20% royalty rate. Okay? So in this case, the label with 10 million streams, the label has made profit 18,960. Recoup left, zero, like I told you, it has recouped. The artist label pays to the artist 4,740. Now you might wanna ask, yeah, why the label? This isn't fair because label got so much more. Well, it's this royalty rate. If you agree to 20, then this is how it goes. If your royalty rate will be 40, then obviously you will get more. But you have to remember and understand that the label is investing a lot more. I mean, this doesn't, 20,000 is just the labels, what they have put to the album. And there's usually at least the same amount of money that goes into, like I mentioned, marketing, promoting, people's salaries, and so on. So I think as an artist and as a label guy, it's pretty fair. You know, you made the music, okay, if your royalty percent will be better, then you got on a bit more. But as a starting artist, this is pretty good, pretty okay. And like I told you, if you think you can do as good job as you know, let's say Universal Music promoting your music, by all means do it then by yourself. Then, you know, good luck. Okay. Then let's say the album, third example, just to make a point. The album has streamed 20 million. Well, that started to be quite okay. I mean, worldwide 20 million, is it that much? When there's, I don't know how many people having Spotify nowadays, like, you know, billions. So you have to always correlate, whatever is the English word, because, you know, I mean, 10,000 sold albums, it's approximately, at least how I think, it's about 10 million streams. 10,000 sold album worldwide, that's nothing. So 10 million streams, it's okay, but it's not that much. So okay, 20 million streams. Spotify pays to the right holder, owner in this case again, or the licensee, the Spotify label licensed the rights from you, $87,400. Okay, here's my Excel again. Again, the same advance, 20 million streams. Spotify pays you 87,400, so you can see here. Now, the label has made profit 67,400 because they, well, actually, you know, because there's a lot of other expenses, but to keep this simple, let's just say there isn't any other expenses than this advance to the artist. So they made profit 67,000. Again, artist has the same royalty percent. Artist's share is 17,480 euros. So that's 20% of that sum. Cool. Label's profit, after they paid the artist their share, is $49,920. Recoup left, nada. And label pays to the artist share, which is the 17,480 euros. Okay. So that started to be a bit okay money. This label had already given you 20,000 to make the album. Now you got almost 20 back, but that obviously, you know, the album, all the songs has to be good, and the label has to be good so that people will know that the album is out. You have to have interviews in websites and magazines and radio shows and whatever. And those takes a lot of work to arrange. Believe me, it's not like, you know, magazines call you and they want to interview. It's the label who calls to them and sells the artist to the magazines. Hey, we have this new album coming out with this cool artist. Usually there's, yeah, we have, you know, 200 calls today regarding from that label and that label and that artist. So that takes a lot of work until you established and the artist has established. Like, I don't think Metallica's, well, it's Metallica's, you know, PR publicist, PR person, you know, have to call to magazines to beg them for interviewing his or her band that him or her is promoting. So, but anyway, you get the point. So that's a lot of work, and you know, you don't usually if the work or anything is cheap, is usually bad. Usually if something is good, it costs. That's the same with guitars. Well, there's exceptions, but anyway. So this might be the reason that bands, you know, complain, whether the amount of money, the small amount of money Spotify pays to the right holders, to labels, or if you release the album by yourself without a label, to you by per song with the 0.006 to 0.084, whether that's good or bad, that's, you know, Spotify is a company. Some Swedish guys founded it and they calculated and decided that we're gonna do it like this way. You know, if you think it's not fair, then don't put your music into our service. Put it to somewhere else. So that's the way it is. And either you accept it or you don't. That's obviously everybody's decision. So, conclusion. I think these streaming services, the Spotify, is fantastic. I mean, my solo album, I put it out and I've seen that people all over the world listens to that. And since I was the label, I paid everything else, so there's nobody taking any of these. So I got all and with this calculator, you know, it probably, if you're interested, calculate how much I've earned. So I still haven't reached the 0 point, but it's getting there, slowly but steadily. It's fantastic. You know, back in the old days, I mean, manufacturing a CD, everything, it costs shitloads of money. I would have never had a chance to do a solo album by myself if it would not have been the streaming services. Or maybe obviously I could have done the solo album, record that, but I mean, nobody would have heard it. Maybe a local music store in Helsinki would have taken, you know, 10 copies out of pity. I don't know. But I think it's good. And if you have like 20 million streams, you still haven't got any money from the label, then I suggest that you check your album deal. What have you signed? Because usually that means that you have signed a bad deal. And then you gotta figure out how to get out of it. So again, as my other videos, understand what you're signing, what you're putting your names on. Make sure you have lawyers involved, at least somebody who understands. Well, I always have a lawyer as an artist or as a label guy, just to check that everything is 100% correct and legit. Okay, hey, thanks for watching, and hopefully you found this informative and you got something out of this, out of my simple presentations. Any comments, questions, please put them on the below, and I try to answer them the best I can. Until next time, take care. Bye.